Hey guys, so yeah, it's just about almost 10 o'clock in the morning here. It's about 9:53 a.m. on this Monday, January 22nd, 2024. And no, it's not night, nor is daylight savings time on a, wonkiness right now, on a wonkiness. It's just that we've had a lot of rain, as you could probably tell. We've had a lot of rain coming down and such, and it looks like it's lightening up, so it's just like these little dark clouds that come over that, drop a lot of rain and such. That's really making things a little difficult. But with that said, I wanted to talk about, of course, the playoffs that's been going on. And like I said in my previous video, this past weekend's divisional rounds were going to be a fight, and they were. I mean, they were going to be rounds that we have to keep an eye on, and a lot of people did, because I'm telling you, a majority of them were dogfights. Now, Baltimore against Houston at first was starting out as a dogfight. I mean, Houston was bringing it, but it seemed like in the second half, the later part of the second half mostly, it's like Baltimore put on those Lamar Jackson Superman capes and took off and never looked back. That's basically what it was. It's like towards the end of the first half and into later part of the second half, they put on those Lamar Jackson Superman capes and took off and never looked back. Now, give credit where credit is due. Houston did what they could to try to, keep them under, maybe 40 points, because, if they didn't do that, then there's no doubt the game would have been, well worse score-wise than what we saw. But yeah, Houston for a bit, kept it up. They kept it up. There's no denying that. Unfortunately, they didn't get, to the promised land, but there is always next year. There's always a chance that next year they'll be able to capitalize on the success they got they had this year. But for a bit, that was a dogfight in its own right. It was a dogfight in its own right. But then came the other games. And I'm telling you, as a 49er fan, you want to talk about giving us a heart attack? Whew! That Green Bay game did just that. That Green Bay game did just that. I mean, I had my 49er helmet, which was my grandpa's at one point, my cap, I had both my jackets and my hoodie. I had, let me get the light on here because it is dark. I had this, and then this guy right here, if you will, this guy right here, out, on the couch, out on the couch for support and such. And my mom, she took her blanket, who I thought, honestly, she was going to probably, give for a Christmas present, but she didn't. She took her blanket, which is this right here, and she put it out on the couch as well. She put it out on, the couch as well, and, for support. But man, you want to talk about, us doing all that, and I'm sure other fans did the same thing or something similar, and nearly making it for not giving us that heart attack. Whew. It definitely shows you that these teams that get in the playoffs, no matter where they're seeded, whether they're the lowest seed, second lowest seed, the third or fourth seed, they are here, and no matter what seed you're at, of a higher, of the higher number, the lower seed teams, they are here to play. They are here to play. And Green Bay came and they played, and they basically nearly upset us in a huge way, similar to what they did with Dallas. Thankfully, that didn't happen, because it seemed the moment that the Green Bay rookie kicker, missed that field goal wide right, I think, that was the spark. That was the wake-up call for San Francisco to be like, okay, guys, it's now or never. Because if we don't do it here, we might as well kiss the rest. We might as well kiss the rest of the postseason goodbye and just sit at home and wait. And wait till next year, heal up our wounds and stuff like that. Thankfully, that didn't happen, and now they are going to be hosting the NFC Championship at home this Sunday. But who are they going to face? Well, that's going to be the Detroit Lions, because the Detroit Lions at home beat Tampa Bay, second playoff win at home ever for the team in their team's history. And there is no doubt, there is absolutely no doubt, in my opinion, that when Detroit comes here, like I said in one of the Facebook group pages, and I just thought I heard something out there with a bird, but one of the things I said on one of the San Francisco 49er Facebook group pages is we're going to be in for a fight because Detroit's never been, but we've never won a Super Bowl in 30 years. So both teams are going to bring it. Detroit's going to bring it because historically, yes, they have won world championships, but that was pre-Super Bowl times. That was pre-Super Bowl times. Now that we're in the Super Bowl era, of the NFL, it'll be the opportunity to make history by going to the first one ever. And if they do so, then they historically will be another team, in the NFL modern day wise that you could check off, about not having a Super Bowl or going to a Super Bowl, by basically, them achieving that opportunity on Sunday. But like I said in the San Francisco Facebook group page, we are going to be in for a fight. There is no doubt. Because both offense and defenses are good. They're both good. And the other reason I feel we're going to be in for a fight is both games were very close. I mean, Detroit looked like they were going to pull away, but then Tampa Bay came storming back. And it's like, yeah, you think you're gonna beat us that easily? You're wrong. But again, just like with Green Bay's, field goal kicker missing wide right, Tampa Bay's, I think, well, they didn't have a kicker. That I'll talk about in a moment. Tampa Bay tried a 2-point conversion and it failed. Honestly, if they would have just done a field goal, that would have been better. But yeah, Tampa Bay messed up on a field goal, and that pretty much sealed them. That sealed their fate. But yeah, it was close. It was close. So again, like I said, it definitely shows you that it doesn't matter what seed you're at, where you're seated at. If you're a lower seed, that lower seed you got to not take for granted because they'll come to fight. They will come to fight. And Detroit, they're coming to fight on Sunday. There's no doubt. They're coming to fight on Sunday. And from what I saw on the 49ers schedule, they have not yet faced Detroit. So this is going to be the first time they face them this year. And ironically, it's going to be for the NFC Championship. And then on the AFC side, like I said, Baltimore, they put on those Lamar Jackson Superman capes. And at the end of the first half and the later part of the second half, they just took off and never looked back. But who are they facing? Who are they hosting at home? Well, that's going to be basically the Kansas City Chiefs, who were in a dogfight last night against Buffalo. They were in a dogfight against Buffalo. But unfortunately, just like with Green Bay's rookie kicker, and this is what I was alluding to moments ago, just like Green Bay's rookie kicker missed wide right and cost them the game eventually, Buffalo's kicker missed wide left and kicked, and basically that's by missing, that field goal, which would have given them the lead and potential victory, it basically kicked them out of the playoffs. It kicked them out of the playoffs and sent Kansas City, to Baltimore for the 6th straight trip. That's right. Ever since Patrick Mahomes became the quarterback for Kansas City, it has been 6 straight, AFC championship games. And now, they got a chance to win another AFC title, but it's going to be hard for them to do in Baltimore because there ain't no way Lamar Jackson's going to want to give that up. Give away that opportunity to get back to the Super Bowl for the first time in a decade to face whoever they got to face. But yeah, you think honestly that the divisional rounds gave you a heart attack as a Chiefs fan, as a 49er fan, as a Bills fan, as a Ravens fan, as a Texans fan, as a Lions and Buccaneers fan, as a Packers fan. You think it gave you a heart attack then, or almost gave you a heart attack then? You better have 911, and I know I'm being sarcastic when I say this. Figuratively, you better have 911 on speed dial because honestly, these conference championships, they're going to give you a heart attack. There is no doubt. There is no doubt they will give you a heart attack. And I don't think anybody else would disagree with that. But what's interesting, though, is what some people have pointed out all across social media. Even my friends from school, my alumni friends from high school, Oskaloosa High, shared this. And you even have people on the 49ers camp, sharing this, and I'm sure the Baltimore Ravens camps are sharing this, and I'm sure other camps are sharing this as well, fan bases that is. But if you go on social media, it seems somewhat on the East Coast with Virgin Airlines or Virgin Phone or maybe Virgin Radio, I don't know what it is. Somebody put in the guide, and I don't know if this is Comcast, Xfinity, or some other cable company, but somebody put in the description for February 11th. They were talking about who, music performance-wise is going to be at the Super Bowl, and they mentioned Usher, Reba, and, the other people, but then they also state, the teams that are in it. They say, Usher, Reba, and somebody else, can't think of their name right now, are going to be performing at the San Francisco 49ers Baltimore Ravens Super Bowl. And it's like, how do you know that's the case? How do you know that's true? And I think it's because of the fact that the logo has the colors similar to Baltimore and the 49ers, purple and red. But we don't know. We don't know if that's true or not. Because if it is, then that proves one thing that some people have been suspicious about, even myself, and that is certain parts of the NFL season, most of the postseason, are predetermined. They are scripted. Now, whether you believe that or not, that's up to you. But that is an interesting take. But we'll have to see if that does come to pass, or we get Detroit, Kansas City, Detroit, Baltimore, San Francisco, Kansas City. We'll have to see. But yeah, these conference championships, like I said, you better have 911 on speed dial, because these will definitely almost cause you a heart attack as well, depending on how they go. But let me know what your thoughts are. Comment down if you like in the live stream, and I'll talk to you later.